Da 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 da. It's the one and only B.E.N. Benny Bar, Columbus fans. Cody J. Bruin here with Small Town Preps, and we've had a pretty busy summer so far. We've had a lot of Little League All-Star baseball and softball tournaments. We'd like to do a quick little overview of some of the teams that have played and their rosters, coaches, and results and scores. We're going to start off with baseball. We're going to start off with the 7-year-old Peewee All-Star team. That team was managed by Brandon Blunt and coached by Kyle Johnson and Walter Lacine. The roster consists of number 7, Aiden Kelly, number 13, Braden Johnson, number 2, Brazos Blunt, number 3, Charlie Barton, number 6, Finley Hill, number 4, Greg Fitzgerald, number 1, Hudson Muir, number 11, Jacob Musney, number 24, Levi Emmons, number 10, Luke Lacine, number 23, Miles Ramirez, and number 7, Wes Colafel. Their tournament was played in Sealy, and their first game was on June 6th. They played Sealy and lost a tight one 15-14. They came back 2 days later and was victorious against LaGrange 17-12. Their third game of the tournament was on the 9th of June, and they played Burleson County. Unfortunately, they lost a tough one at the end, 25-19. I think it's very good for the 7-year-olds to have a team on their own. It kind of gives them a little time to bond and get to play some tournament baseball and kind of advance their skills. That way they're a little more prepared in the future for the 7- and 8-year-old tournament, which would be next year for them. Next was the 7- and 8-year-old Peewee All-Star team, which was managed by Matt Brown and coached by David Wiggs and George Cantu. The roster consists of number 8, Aiden Glick, number 6, Clay Harkness, number 4, Clayton Brown, number 5, Hayden Lowe, number 1, Jaden Spalding, number 00, John Foster, number 99, Cannon Rooks, number 9, Nate Dalton, number 7, Ty Wiggs, number 2, Tyler King, and number 27, Weston Kerpeck. Their tournament was also in Sealy, and they started on June 7th against Weimar and won convincingly 19-7. 2 days later on the 9th, they played a very tough Washington County team, came away victorious on that one 10-8. On June 11th, they played Sealy, lost a tight one 24-20. The next day, they played Washington County once again and beat them for a second time, 19-13. By winning that game, it got them into the championship round, which they would need to beat Sealy twice to win the championship. And on the 13th, they played Sealy and lost a very tight one, 12-11. I was really glad to see the way the boys progressed over the games. I got to go to the last 4 games. They played their hearts out. When they were up big, they stayed up big. When they were in tight games or down, they came back and they battled as hard as they could. They gave it all they had, and some things were just out of their control. But I do give them all the credit in the world for how hard they stuck in and how hard they fought. The next team we're going to cover is the 9-year-old minor baseball all-star team. Just like the Peewee division, they have a 9-year-old only and then a 9-10-year-old all-star team. And once again, I just believe it's really good for the 9-year-olds to be able to get some experience playing in some all-star tournament, some games, and feel the pressure of what it's like. That tournament was played in Schulenburg, and their team was managed by Wesley Fisher and coached by Buddy Pilot and Corey Morrison. Their roster consisted of number 11, Braden Fisher, number 7, Britton Walters, number 27, Colin Morrison, number 9, Devin Opperman, number 1, Eric Cox, number 3, Ivan Valenzuela, number 4, Jack Dudingson, number 2, Caden Pilot, number 00, Mason Povacek, and number 21, Sebastian Hernandez. Their first game was on June 4th against Sealy. They lost that game 15-5. Their second game of the tournament was the next day against Burleson County, and they lost that game 19-8. Even though there's 2 losses, I think it's a valuable experience for these young kids, and it's going to help them in the future. Now on to the 9 and 10 minor baseball all-star team. They were managed by Philip Tribe and coached by Carl Hill and Clint Tipton. Their roster includes number 3, Brody Tribe, number 1, Cade Newman, number 12, Colby Mathis, number 10, Cole Tribe, number 9, Colton Coy, number 2, Jordan Spalding, number 11, Corbin Burns, number 13, Parker Meyer, number 4, Ryan Carter, number 6, Shane Kulhonick, number 5, Trey Colafel, and number 8, Wyatt Tipton. Their tournament started on June 16th against Twin Cities, and they came out swinging, winning 10-6. Their next game was 2 days later against Lee County in a convincing win 22-1. Their next game was on the 22nd of June, another convincing win 24-3. That's a 46-4 scoring margin over 2 games. Pretty impressive. The fourth game was a lot tougher. They played a very tough Belleville team that had just beaten Washington County, and they won that game 10-9. It was a very hard-fought one, back and forth all night, and Columbus pulled it out in the end. The next game was for the championship against Washington County on the 26th. Unfortunately, the boys lost that game 12-2. They had another chance at it on the 27th, the next day, and lost 18-10. I saw great improvements over even a 4-game, 5-game stretch when I was covering this. The boys got better and better each game, and they played hard. They played hard till the end, and it was a great team to watch and great to cover. I look for exciting things to happen with this group here in the future. Next, we're on to the Major Baseball All-Star Team. Their tournament was in Belleville, and they are managed by Colby Kohanic and coached by Corey Morrison, Michael Kale, and John Trapp. Their roster includes number 1, Aiden Carter, number 12, Camden Morrison, number 6, Clay Colafel, number 5, Dylan Zychek, number 3, Elijah Usher, number 7, Hudson Harland, number 13, James Yannick, number 10, Jaden Trapp, number 11, Jose Kalunga, number 4, Kaylin Kale, number 2, Lane Kohanic, number 9, Trinity Thompson, and number 8, Will Fitzgerald. Their first game was on June 16th, and they played LaGrange, came away victorious 12-2. On the 23rd was their second game. They had a little 5-6, or actually almost a 7-day break. And they played a tough game against Belleville, pulling it out in the end, winning 5-4 in the last inning. Then on the 25th, they played Sealy, lost 12-2. Came back the next night to play Burleson County and lost a very tight one, 3-2. The boys fought hard. All the games were very competitive. And once again, I look for bright things in the future for these boys, this group of boys. Now on to softball. We're going to start off with the Peewee Softball All-Star Team. Just to give a little history on the Peewee Softball program, they have currently won the last 5 district championships. So the girls not only have had a lot to look up to getting to this point, they have a lot of pressure on them. So I was very pleased to see how they performed, and their first game was actually, they were held in Navasota. Their first game was on the 9th of June. They faced LaGrange and won convincingly 12-1. They then, 2 days later on the 11th, played a very tough Washington County team and came out victorious 13-10. 2 days later on the 13th, they played Burleson County and won. They were victorious 18-6. So then by winning that game, they were in the championship game, facing Washington County once again. It was a very tough fought game. It was back and forth. It started off with a lightning/rain delay. So they were already getting ready to start, and then they had to wait. So that only adds to the nerves. The girls were actually down in the last inning. They were down 12-13. And the game ended by a walk-off RBI by Beecham to score Miller in the bottom of the 6th. It was a great win. Very proud to see, and that puts them at 6 titles in a row, which is pretty amazing. That team was managed by Justin Kiner and coached by Philip Garcia and Colt Miller. Their roster included number 50, Avery Miller, number 9, Demi Raker, number 10, Emma Beecham, number 4, Gabby Warshak, number 2, Logan Bonewald, number 13, Maddie Garcia, number 7, Mary Fitzgerald, number 8, McKenna Eden, number 1, Peyton Drodes, number 6, Presley Drodes, and number 3, Riley Kiner. It was a great championship game, great to be a part of, and like I said, it came down to the end with Beecham knocking Miller in. Just a great game, and great to see the girls get their 6th title in a row. Pretty impressive. Now on to the Minor Softball All-Star Team. That team was managed by John Henry Post and coached by Kyle Krennick, Joe Morrow, and Philip Garcia. Their roster includes number 5, Abby Wiggs, number 9, Aggie Rodriguez, number 27, Allie Krennick, number 21, Ashlyn Carter, number 3, Ella Berger, number 4, Ellie Kate Brown, number 5, Jillian Mickish, number 8, Kendall Kuhn, number 7, Mia Post, number 13, Molly Garcia, number 6, Sophia Walters, number 10, Sydney Shepard, and number 1, Taylor Morrow. Their tournament was held in LaGrange, the district tournament, which was the first one they were in. The first game was on June 17th. It was against Twin Cities, and they started off with a convincing win, 11-1. They followed up that convincing win on the 21st with another one, 14-2. Then followed that one up again on the 23rd, 10-0, which put them in the championship game against Sealy. that was their most convincing win, winning 17-2. The girls put up 52 runs and only allowed their opponents to score 5 in 4 games. It was pretty impressive to watch. By winning that, they're District 13 champions, and it puts them in the sectional tournament, which was held in Del Valle, Texas. Some of the games had gotten moved because of rain and some other stuff going on. So their first game was on July 5th, and they played Bastrop, winning 9-0. They came back the next day and beat Brazos County 10-0. And then 2 days later, on the 8th, beat Brazos County once again 11-1. So again, the girls won sectionals 3 games and outscored their opponents 30-1. That's a district and sectionals tournament scoring of 82-6. I mean, I don't care who you're playing. That's pretty impressive. So by the girls winning the section 1, they advance to the state tournament, which will be held in Seguin. They will play Huffman, and it will be on Friday, the 13th, here coming up, and it will be in Seguin at Max Starkey Park. We'll try to put some information on our Facebook page of how you can get to these games, make sure the times are right, who they're playing, and all that kind of good stuff. So stay tuned to us for that so you can kind of see when the girls are playing, who they're playing, and updates on that. So I'm looking forward to covering that. We will be there, so you get to see some pictures and some highlights of their games to come. Next, we're going to move on to the Major Softball All-Star team. That team is managed by Brandon Mathis and coached by Ryan Thomas and Rodney Gustis. Their roster consists of number 5, Allie Tribe, number 9, Audrey Potter, number 3, Bailey Gustis, number 10, Brooke Laverno, number 00, Hallie Bonewald, number 6, Carly Mathis, number 4, Kaylee Alley, number 7, Kerrigan Falden, number 1, Lainey Schobel, number 12, Lexi Ibarra, number 8, Madison Carter, number 2, Sage Thomas, and number 36, Tabitha Offord. Their district tournament was held in Columbus. Their first game was on June 21st against Weimar. We won a hard-fought, tough one. It was 5-1, low-scoring game. We did come back, however, 2 days later and play Hempstead and won 9-0. By winning the first 2 games, it put us in the championship game against Weimar, who we had previously faced in the tournament. It was a tough game from start to finish. It was a battle. Columbus was actually the visitors team. Even though they were in the winners bracket, they lost the flip, so they were the visitors team in that game. It was a pretty tough defensive battle back and forth the whole game. Columbus was down 1-0 going into the top of the 6th. Leverino gets up, gets a hit to get on with I think 1 out. Gustis then pinch runs for Leverino. Mathis then comes up, doubles, knocks Gustis in to tie the game at 1-1. Next up is Carter. Carter then hits one, knocks Mathis in to go up 2-1. Then, after 3 outs, Columbus is up 2-1. Weimar gets to bat in the bottom of the 6th to try to win it for him. Columbus shut him down. Mathis catches a line drive for the first out. She then fields a grounder and runs down the runner that was running between third and home. And then she strikes out the last batter for the win. It was a very emotional win. Weimar is one of the better teams in the area and one of the better teams that we do face. So it was a great game all around from start to finish. Great competition, great everything. It was great to cover and great to be a part of. By winning that, they're the District 13 champions for the 2nd year in a row in the major division. That moves them on to the sectional tournament, which was held in Taylor, Texas. The first game was on July 5th. Columbus played Brazos County, won that game 7-0. There's only 3 teams in the sectional tournament, so by winning the first game, it automatically put them in the championship game, which was on July 7th, and they beat Brazos County in a very tough one, 2-1. By winning that game, Columbus was sectional champs for the 2nd year in a row in the major division. The championship game was actually moved. We got to Taylor, and the fields were flooded, and we actually had to move to Bastrop to play that last game. The major all-stars will be playing at the state tournament, the same place that the minors will be playing. They'll be playing on fields that are kind of back-to-back, so if you do show up to watch, you'll get to watch both games at once on Friday, and they'll play at the same time as well. So the girls' major all-star team will play on Friday the 13th, and they will play the Section 3 winner, which is Ganado, at 6 o'clock in Seguin at Max Starkey Park. Once again, we'll try to put as much information as we can on how to get to the park and times, and if for some reason you can't make it out to support, we're going to have as much information, scores, and updates as we can to keep you all informed. Our last team that we got to cover for the All-Stars is our junior softball team. They are managed by David Oliveris and coached by Wade Johnson. Their roster consists of number 18, Bethany De Leon, number 4, Brooke Raker, number 12, Bryn Wilburn, number 9, Callie Collier, number 6, Gabby Toit, number 17, Haley Johnson, number 3, Isabel Kiner, number 2, Kinsey Heffley, number 7, Mason Post, number 13, Molly Oliveris, number 11, Sambo Temple. So before the juniors did not have a district. There was no teams in their district, so they advanced directly to the sectional tournament. Unfortunately, right before the sectional tournament in a scrimmage game, starting catcher Molly Oliveris did break her leg, so she was unable to play. The girls did battle hard. They did play tough. They played their first game on July 6th against Smithville. They lost that game 10-5. They came back the same night. That game was supposed to start around 5. It actually didn't end until 10:30 because of weather delays. Then they had to start their second game of the same night at 10:30, and they played Brazos County. They were down for a big part of the game. They did come back in the end to win 12-11. It was a great game. Columbus scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th to win it after midnight. Kiner doubled in to knock in 2 runs, and then Wilburn knocked in Kiner for the game winner. There was no 7th inning played. They only played 6 because you could not start a game after 12:30 in the morning, and 6 games was enough to consider it a full game. Columbus then came back the next day to play Smithville in the championship round. They did, however, need to beat Smithville twice to become sectional champs, and unfortunately they lost 11-1 in that game. Overall, the softball program is flourishing just like they always have. We got a great Peewee division that's won, like I said, there's 6 title in a row. We got our minor team who has outscored their opponents 82-6 so far, which is pretty impressive. You got a major team who's won district and sectionals 2 years in a row and going back to state. And then you have the junior team, which played hard and had to deal with a lot from not only injuries but weather delays and everything else going on. We will, like I said, be at the state tournament, so stay tuned to Small Town Preps for all the updates on how to get to the games, on anything else that's going on with scores, stats, pictures, videos, as much as we can. We pride ourselves on being the #1 sports coverage in our Columbus area, and we try to cover anything and everything that we can for Columbus. Small Town Preps prides itself in providing the best possible sports coverage for the Columbus area, from Little League all the way to kids who have now graduated who are playing college sports. We think it's very important not only for the growth of programs, but for the confidence in the children to show that there's people out there supporting them. One thing we thoroughly enjoyed is a lot of times we're taking pictures or videos and we're off to the side or behind some of the fences or in the outfield, stuff like that. And when you take these pictures and videos, all you see is a sea of red supporting these young athletes. When things are going good, you hear the great yells and hollering and cheering. And when things go bad, you see incredible encouragement, not only from the fans, but from family, friends, coaches, and even the kids' teammates. It's just a great thing to see, and I think it's a great growth for all of our programs, not only with Little League, but for junior high and high school and anything in between. We're going to, like I said, try to keep as much information as we can on our Facebook page this week with the upcoming minor and major softball all-star state tournament. It's going to be 2 big games to start off, so like I said, we'll keep as much pictures, videos, highlights, and all that kind of good stuff that y'all can see. If you can make it out, great. Support your local athletes if you can. A lot of y'all that have seen me around the games lately have seen me wearing my Small Town Preps Established 2016 t-shirt. And on the back is a picture of Matt Brown with hashtag DTBL. And I put hashtag DTBL on almost all my Facebook posts now, actually all of them. And a lot of people come up to me or comment and say, what is hashtag DTBL? DTBL stands for Dare to be Legendary. And the way it came up is I started spending a lot of time with some of the Little League coaches this year, either helping them with practice or practicing or just chit-chatting with them and getting to know them. And it's something that Matt Brown came up with to put on our Little League website. And one thing that stands out to me is whenever you're a little kid or you're even now as a grown adult and you're talking about sports, you talk about the legends of the game. You know, the legends are made in the playoffs. The legends are made at important times. So, why not dare to be legendary? It's a time of the year where These kids are playing at high levels against other high-level competition. So I thought it was a great slogan, especially for now and for going to the future. So kudos to Matt Brown for putting that up. So stay tuned to us once again to check out the scores and stats coming up on our minor and major softball all-star teams. So until the next video, go Columbus. #DTBL.